again, my fellow freedom builders, to yet another video here about how to build a financial free life. Today we're gonna have this exciting video that I know you have all been waiting for. We're gonna look at what kind of income streams I have. We're gonna look at how I rate them on my 5 factors in rating passive income. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link to it below. And then I'm going to show you exactly what I am making here in October 2019 on my different income streams. They're not all completely passive, and that is what I told you in the last video, but this is why we're going through the rating, so you can see what kind of the income streams I am focusing the most on and why. So without any ado, let's just turn into my computer that I brought into the studio today, and I'll show you a neat little Excel spreadsheet that I made just to give myself some graphical view on what I'm making, where I'm making it, and where I should focus in the future. So give me a second and I'll get right back to you when I am at my computer. 2 seconds. Alright, we're at the computer now, and you can see here that it says passive income October 2019. What I've been doing down here is that I have put all of my different income streams, I've given them a grade, and I've given them a grade from 1 to 10, as you can see, where 1 is the worst and 10 is the best. If you want to do something like that, you can decide how you want to grade them, but I'm just trying to put it into some perspective so that I can easily get a view on how the different income streams are doing. And what we see here is that we have the income sources, and you can see that I have consultant customers, book sales, etc. I'll go through them in a second. And then we have the 5 factors that I evaluate my income streams from. We have the required hours, meaning does it take a lot of hours to actually make this income? We have the time sensitivity here, which tells us, is it important when I'm working these hours? Do I have to be in front of a customer or at a specific time a day to make this money, or can I do it whenever I want to? We have the scalability, which is how easy it is for me to scale this income up. Can I easily scale it up 10 times without working 10 times as much? That is what the scalability is all about. Risk of disappearing is, can I risk that this income stream will disappear from me? Can it vanish somehow? And I'll explain that to you later in the different areas here. And we have risk of invested capital, meaning that if I have put some money into a project that gives me some sort of passive income, how large is the risk of me losing that? Out here you can see how much money I'm making, and here you can see the average score. Let's take them one by one. Consultant customers. As I told you in an earlier video, I used to have a consultant company, and I still have some old customers calling me and saying, hey, we need a bit of consultant help here. And this month I made $2,000 from that, which is okay. It usually is somewhere between $500 and $2,000. But as you can see, the required hours are quite high. I do get a good pay for that, but it is still a lot of hours, and it is very time sensitive. So it is not my preferred way of making money. The scalability is not that good because I'm not really into building that network. I spent 15 years building a good network for my consultant company before I sold it, and I'm not in that network anymore. So it would be hard for me to scale this up. Of course it could be done if I really wanted to, but yeah, well, as you can see from the required hours and the time sensitivity, I'm actually not really that interested in that. So, risk of disappearing. Absolutely, there is a risk of this disappearing. It is getting smaller and smaller by the year when I'm not doing anything to get new customers in. But a green we have here at a 10, risk of invested capital. I'm not risking anything here because I'm just coming into the customer's office or at their place of doing business, and then I do my consultant work, but it doesn't require any capital invested. So that is quite good. But as you can see here, we have a required score of 3.6, which is in the red area. So this is not a business that I would put money or time into building, but it is giving me $2,000, so that is great. Book sales, as I mentioned in my earlier video, I've written 3 books while I was having my consulting company, so it was related to that. They are still selling a bit. As you can see, I actually made $800 this month. That is in the high end. That is often somewhere between $300 and $500. Required hours, that is an absolute 10 in the green zone here, because it doesn't take much time. Time sensitivity doesn't matter when I pack this book up. Scalability, that is a hard one. Again, I'm not into that network anymore. So if I were to scale this up, I were to put a lot of money and a lot of time into it, and I'm not interested in that. Then we have the risk of disappearing. Yes, it is a risk, and I am selling less and less by the year, absolutely. But risk of invested capital, all the money I put into the stock of books are made back. So it is actually an okay average, 6.8. It was something I could pursue a little if I wanted to do some to put some work into this. I would prefer the books over the consultant company work anyway. My subscription service here. Well, that is this stock investment subscription service I have in Danish here for the Danish customers. And that does require quite a lot of hours. I am spending a lot of hours, but I can pretty much decide myself when it should be put in at the 24 hours a day. So I'm doing a lot of work while my kids are asleep at night and so on. So that is very time sensitive. Scalability, absolutely. From the couple of hundred customers I have right now, I can easily scale that up, or easily. It would take a bit of investment in ads and speaking engagement and so on, but it would be quite easy, and there would not be 10 times as much work if I were to double my income here. So scalability, absolutely perfect. Risk of disappearing, well, of course I could get sick or something, but if nothing bad happens, this one is not going anywhere. And risk of invested capital, this one will gradually get better and better, because I am making my invested capital back. That is investments in a web shop, in some software I'm using and so on. And the subscription service this month gave me $1,800. Well, actually it gave me quite a lot more, because there are a lot of customers coming in right now. But this is what I'm taking out each month. I could take some more out if I needed, but I would like for the end of the fiscal year for my accountant to finish all the books and the papers and the calculations, and then maybe there's $10,000 or $20,000 extra left after expenses. But there are quite a lot of expenses on this subscription service, so I'm not comfortable taking all of it out every month, because then I'm missing some money at the end of the year to pay taxes, etc. So $1,800, and that might go up in a month or two to, I don't know, $2,500 or something like that. But as you can see, the average score is 7.4, which is absolutely making this one of the areas I'm going to put some work in. Sales commission. If you remember the video where I told about my different income streams, I have been doing some selling for an investment fund where I got some quite wealthy customers in, and they put some money in, and I am getting a sales commission every month. They stay in with their money, but I'm not doing anything. So the required hours, they were high before, but right now I'm not doing anything. Time sensitivity, well, again, I'm not putting in any hours, so of course it's a 10 here. Scalability is a 1, and that is because the fund is not taking in more customers right now. They're doing so well that and they are making so much money on the existing customers, so that they're not taking in anymore. Otherwise, I would probably be selling some more for them, but I can't do that because they're not taking in more customers. So scalability not really there. Risk of disappearing, yes, if all the customers take out their money, of course it is, but they're doing quite well, the fund, so I doubt that all the customers will disappear. Risk of invested capital, I have not put any money into it. Of course, I put a bit into because of the time I put into it, But again, it was not much. I made $1,500, and that is actually going up slightly month by month because they are making more money, my customers, because of the interest they're making on their money, and they are putting a bit more money into it. They can't do that as existing customers. 7.4, a business I would like to be able to do more about, but I can't, as I mentioned. Affiliate deals. Well, primarily on my Danish YouTube channel by now, but also coming up on the English version here, I do have a couple of affiliate deals, and that is, for instance, with the software TradingView. That's very good for analyzing stocks. And when people click on my link below the videos, I'm making a bit of money. And as you can see here in October, $200, not a fortune, but required hours, not really any. I'm mentioning it in my videos. Time sensitivity, none at all. Scalability, yes, I can mention it in all my videos and have people clicking the links. So absolutely a good scalability here. Risk of disappearing. No, not really, not unless TradingView goes out of business. So that is not really something that is likely to happen. And risk of invested capital, I haven't invested any capital in it. So that is of course a 10. So this affiliate deal, 9.2, is actually the second highest score here in the row. So that is definitely something I'll do a bit about. As I mentioned in one of my first videos, this is not going to be some spammy affiliate YouTube channel where I'm just pushing all sorts of crappy products on you. No, but I'll not say that I won't take an affiliate deal, but only if it is a product that I use myself or that I have reviewed as being extremely good quality compared to the price. So maybe that'll pop up a product once in a while where I say, hey, if you want to use my link below the video, just push the link and I'll make a bit of money. And I hope that is okay and fine with you. Then I have one here, and I was I was not really sure as what I was going to put this one in, but that is my currency algos. Well, it's not my currency algos, but a friend of mine that have developed it, and I have put 10,000 euro in here, and well, that might be something like $11,000-12,000. And that is not requiring any hours. I am looking at the algo once in a while, but it doesn't take any work from me, and therefore it's also a 10 here. Scalability, I can put all the money in that I want to. Risk of disappearing, not really, not as long as there is a currency market and my friend is having his algos running. And risk of invested capital, that is the bad thing about it, because this is a risky investment. But it did make me, let me see, this is in dollars, so it made me 7.5% or something like that. Or it is going to be here in October. It is closing up here one of the days, so it seems like I'm going to make around $850 on my currency algos. That is very good, and I will be putting more of my profit into these currency algorithms in the future. And I will also make a video about what a currency algorithm is, because for some of you that is pretty much Chinese or Russian just to say currency algo. But I'll explain that later. Basically, it's just a computer program trading on behalf of you, so you don't have to be there. But 8.2, definitely one of the income streams I'll be focusing on. Then I'm a sleeping partner in an IT company. I put some money into it some years ago, and well, right now I'm not doing anything. I'm a sleeping partner, so well, the first two here is a green 10. But I cannot do anything about the scale of it. They are running the company. I cannot put any more money in. I don't want to put any more money in. And one of the reasons of that is that right now they are actually in a bit of trouble. So right now it actually seems like I might, the income stream might disappear. And well, the company might disappear. I have made all my money back, but of course you can say my initial capital might be lost if they close down the shop, but that's how it is. It made me actually $1,500. It varies a bit from month to month. It is a 5.8, and it's not something I want to or something I can't do anymore about. Live investment courses or classes or public engagement. That is something I do once in a while. I used to be a public school teacher, as I might have mentioned to you, so I like the teaching part. However, it does require a lot of hours. Sometimes we have these weekend seminars about investing, trading, ETFs, whatever, and that takes all my time, and I'm completely exhausted afterwards. Time sensitivity, I have to be there live in front of the class, so that is a 1. Scalability, well, I could scale it up, but then again, I would still have to be there, and I could probably not make 10 times as lot money as I do now, because I would have to work almost 10 times as much. But I could scale it up. Risk of disappearing, not really, not unless I get sick or something like that. And risk of invested capital, I don't really have invested any capital here, so no problem there. Sponsorship and brand deals, just to say, I made $0 here. This is not something I do every month. I am planning a couple of seminars in January, February, and then this one might shoot up this month to, I don't know, $5,000 or sometimes $8,000, $10,000 in 1 month, which is great. And again, it is something I will keep doing, but it's not where my main focus will be. Sponsorship and brand deals. I don't have any of these. I have just been told that if you have a successful YouTube channel, and this is not a very big YouTube channel here in October 2019, but maybe one day if I had, I don't know, 10,000 or 100,000 or 1 million subscribers, I don't know, then there might be some brands or companies or brokers that were interested in saying, hey Hans, if you would like to tell a bit about our product on your channel, we might be interested in putting some money in your pocket. But I can promise you one thing, again, I would only do it with products I really like, and I will tell you each and every time if I am sponsored. You will never see me telling about a product that is secretly sponsored by anyone, because that would I would kind of lose my integrity. I think that is not something I like. I know a lot of people do, and some countries do have legislation saying that in the bottom of the video you have to say sponsored content or something like that. But that's not something that'll be a problem for me, because I'll tell you anyway. But if I were to get these, it would take some hours to get the deal, of course, but when it's there, it's not really many hours, and time sensitivity is not an issue. Scalability is, well, of course, if my channel really blows up and gets huge, then I can make a lot of money here. But it's not something that I cannot make 10 brand deals for every video, because you would just be fed up with me just mentioning all sorts of companies. So it's never going to be my main focus. Risk of disappearing, well, as long as that company is wanting to tell about their product and there is a successful YouTube channel, I guess they will not disappear, and I'm not going to risk any money. So it is an 8, so it is something that I'm not going to work hard to get some, but if some opportunity presents itself, I might take it. So right now, $0. YouTube ads, also something I've been told that might be something I can make a bit of dollars on. I have never done it before. It has never really been an issue. I've been running my Danish YouTube channel for 10 years or something like that, and never had an ad on. But I might try it out on the Danish channel just to see, is there actually any money to be made here? I know some channels are making a lot of money, and of course if you look to the huge channels like PewDiePie and whatever they're called, all of these gaming channels, they're making millions and millions. But this investment part is a bit of a niche, so I don't know really. I really don't know what to expect here. But let's say I did have some ads put on my videos. It would not really require any hours. It would not be time sensitive. Scalability is huge. If more and more people watch my videos. Risk of disappearing, not really, unless I get banned or YouTube closes down. And I'm not investing any money in it. So you can see a 9.8 here. That is actually something I will try out. Then there are a couple of things that I have not put in. I could have put something like online teaching in, because I am planning a bit of maybe making a Skillshare course or something like that. I'll tell you more about that later. Nothing is expensive, and most of it you could actually get on this channel anyway. So there might be some online training income. And then there is my own invested capital in stocks and ETFs. But I have not put this one on here because that is very, there's a lot of variance in my earnings here. I can make minus 3% for 3 months maybe, and then I can make 9% in 1 month, and it would not really, I'm not counting it as income. I will show you my portfolio in a later video. I'll show you exactly how I invest and what kind of different strategies I'm using. So you'll get all the teaching here, no problem about that. But it is not something I really count as income. Of course it is income, as long as I'm making money on my investments. But it's not something that I am planning to take out now. It's something I'm planning to maybe use and spend in 10 or 20 or 30 years. But right now it is not in my day-to-day calculations, not at all. As you can see, this month gave a total income of $8,650. That is actually quite good. I have decided to take out a monthly salary of $5,000. That might sound as quite a lot of money, and it is, but it is not to be spent all of it. Out of these $5,000, I'm actually putting money into some different security accounts, some rainy day accounts. I'm putting something into some account for my kids so that they can invest a bit. So actually, if these different income streams disappeared, some of them, I could take this down to something like $3,000, $3,500, something like that. But right now I am taking out $5,000 as a monthly salary. That leaves my surplus at the end of October here. It could vary a bit because some of these numbers could get a bit higher before the end of October. There are a couple of days left, but the monthly result should be around $3,650 in surplus that I can reinvest. And I will show you in some later videos how I am reinvesting them. So I'm looking forward to that. That leaves me with a salary factor here of 1.73. If you haven't seen the video about the salary factor and the freedom factor, just I will put some link up here on top of the video and below the video and where I can put it. And you can see what salary factor and freedom factor is. But my salary factor is basically just how much more money I'm making that I need. So the 1.73 here is the 8,650 divided by 5,000. That is it. So I hope this gives a bit of a better overview as what kind of income streams I have. As I mentioned, they are absolutely not all passive, but my goal is to work in a direction where I slowly take out some of these that are taking a lot of time and replacing them with some better ones like YouTube ads or brand deals or whatever there is of different online training courses and so on, where it is not requires as many hours and it is not as time sensitive, and where I can scale it wildly up. So let's see how it goes. You can follow my progress here, or setbacks. It is very possible that there might be some setbacks as well, but you can follow me on this YouTube channel. If you like it, if you want to see more of this, please just put your finger or your mouse button on this little subscribe button, and also on this bell notification thing, so you will get a notification when I put out a new video, and also like the video if you think it is worth it. All right, back to my face here on the screen. Yes, I'm back from the computer, and as I said, I hope this made some sense. If you need some of the points to be elaborated on, please write in the comments below. Also, if you have specific investment or financial freedom topics that you would like me to touch on, please write them down below. Remember to subscribe and like the video and all that stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon again. Bye for now.